everyone, it's Dawn and welcome to this Thursday project. And today we're going to be doing a crafting project and we're going to be making what I'm going to call a block step easel card. Now I know we've done easel cards before, but this one's going to be a bit different and you'll see what I mean as we go along. So the first thing we need is a card base for our easel card, and this one is 10 by 5 and we are going to score at 2.5 and 5 inches, and that's the only scoring you'll need to do on this part. And there's only one other part that you'll need to score, and that is what we're going to be calling the block step. Now this is a 5 by 5 and I've made it out of the same pattern paper as the base. So this is a 5 by 5 and we're going to be scoring at 1, at 2, at 3 and at 4, and that's all the scoring we need to do. So what we're going to do straight away is pop the board out of the way so that we've got them to actually make our card up. So the first thing we're going to do is have that way. This is a double-sided card, as you can see, and if you're interested in the paper pad, if I can bring it over without knocking the camera stand, it's called Fresh Feelings, and it's got a very sort of nautical feel, for want of a better word. It's got lots of oceanic stuff and blue and waves. It's called Fresh Feelings and I got it from the Works. It's made by Make and Create, and I'll just give you a very quick flick through so that we can get on with the rest of the project. So they're all double-sided, as you can see. They're lovely papers, all this sort of watery. We've got some wood grain paper, but it's mainly a very watery feel and very oceanic, very peaceful. I quite like it. I love this water. Absolutely gorgeous. That's one of my favourites. We're not using that one today, but you sort of get the picture. So that is our paper pad that we're using, Fresh Feelings. I will link it down below in the comments if you're interested in it. I think they've still got it available. And what we're going to do, we're going to fold it in half, and the top bit where we've scored it at 2.5, we're going to fold in half again. So to begin with, we're making what looks like an ordinary easel card. But before we do anything else to it, we will need a piece of white paper or white card. Now this is so that we can write our message or stamp our message, or do a bit of both if you want. Now this measures 4.5 by 4.5 inches. Now I will put all of these measurements down in the description box below, so you don't have to worry about grabbing a pen and scribbling it down. I will have them all in the description box below so that you can refer back to them. And what we're going to do, I'm going to anyway. I'm going to use my glue stick. I'm going to use my favourite orange glue stick. I've got lots of glue sticks that I use over the course of these videos, but I do like my orange one. This is my own glue stick, and I really do like it. I like the colour, but I like the stick that it gives you, so I'm going to give it a fairly good base, fairly good coat. We'll probably be using that again at some stage. And we're just going to stick that down like that and let it stick. And the next thing I think we're going to do, we're going to make the block, and this is our 5 by 5 and we have scored it at 1 inch each, so we've scored it 1 inch wide all along, so we've got 4 scores. And what we're going to do, we're actually going to use some construction weight glue for this because I need some weight on it, and I'm going to use the Pritt craft glue. Now I don't know how widely available this is, but it's available in WH Smith's in the UK, but I imagine it's probably available in other places because it's made by Pritt, the people that make Pritt stick glue. But if you haven't got that, don't worry, use any strong construction weight glue. If you've got Collal glue, you can use that. If you've got your Reptile adhesive, you can use that. Any construction weight glue will be absolutely fine, so don't worry about not having the exact one that I've got. And I'm going to put that on this bit here, so we're going to put some more of that along there. Now I am just going to pop the lid back on so that it doesn't all go everywhere, and where we've folded it down like that, let's just bring it in the middle a bit. Where we folded it down, we're going to turn that over, and that fold is going to sit on there like that. I'm just going to put my fingers or my thumbs in just to hold it down. You can run a ruler or a bone folder in there if you want to, just stick it down a bit, but it's not really necessary, to be honest. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to use that again in a minute. But first of all, we're going to go back to our glue stick. Now this is a piece, this is going to be our front base, if you like, and that measures 5 by 5 inches. And again, I will add all of these measurements down in the description box. I realise there's quite a few measurements for this one, and so I will add them down below so that you can refer back to it. And that is again from the same book. And I've used a plain one again from the same book, from the Fresh Feelings, and I've cut it down to 4 by 4. But if I can find it, which I can't at the moment, but I did use an embossing folder, and at the beginning of this video, oh, there it is, found it. It's hiding underneath all my clutter. Now this is actually a 4 by 6 or 6 by 4 embossing folder. So what I did was I ran it through, but I only needed it 4 by 4, so I just chopped 2 inches off the bottom. So that's what you do. You don't have to just stick to whatever size. If you want an embossing folder, but you want it smaller than the embossing folder, just put it through as it is and then chop it down. So again, we are going to use our glue stick. I'm going to just pop that, because this dries clear, and when it's dry, obviously it won't be sticky. It doesn't matter if it goes slightly over. So we're just going to pop that on there like that and turn it over, because I want it on the emboss side rather than on the deboss side. And I've done it 4 by 4. I could have done it 4.5 by 4.5, but I rather like this bit here, so I wanted a bit of a border. And we'll be sticking that to there in a minute. But I've die cut a circle. Now my circle is roughly 3 3/4 inch diameter. So again, I'm just going to pop that on with a bit of my glue stick like that. As you can see, it's a really thick and strong glue stick. And I like this one because it's got a little bit of a pattern. On the back, it's mottled, which is beautiful. But on the front, or on the other side, whichever way we want to call it, and I just put it on upside down. That's a good start, isn't it? But actually, I don't think it really matters what way you put it, because some of the fishes are upside down. It's got some very simple drawings or images of fish and sharks and things like that, which is quite nice. So I like that. It's nice and subtle. And I have found in my stash, what I'm doing, I'm using up what I've got. I'm on a mission this month not to buy any more craft products, because I have got so many. Some of my drawers won't even close. Some of my craft drawers won't even close. They're so full. So I'm on a mission this month not to buy any more craft products. I'm just going to be using what I've got. So this was from a photograph that I got from a jigsaw pack, and that came with a bit of coral. He was swimming. This was actually from a different photograph. It was from a coral, but I like that. So all I've done is I've cut that down so that it fits that, and I'm going to just glue. Again, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use my glue stick, but I'm only going to glue down the bottom edge. I'm not going to glue it completely flat. I'm just going to glue it like that. And the reason I'm using glue and not tape is so that I've got time to slide it into place. So I can just put it where I want it. And what I do want, I want to have this fish. This, as I say, came from a jigsaw, which I turned into a photograph. And I just fussy cut it, or cut it out with a pair of scissors. And I want him coming out like that. So what I'm going to do, I want him coming out from behind the coral. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on it, some glue sticks. I'm going to pop that to one side, slide that in there, and ignore that noise. That's the door buzzer, but if it's important, they'll come back. So we're going to just leave that like that. And then what we're going to do, bring it back, and we're going to use our construction weight glue. But what we're going to do, we're going to put it on this part here, like this. So we're just going to put about 3 or 4 strips like that. Oh good, they've stopped. And we're going to pick this up like that, and we're going to just line it up and stick it down into place like that, because then what happens is that will come across there, And this block, this easel block, because we've got that construction weight, it gives it an extra bit of weight and it stops it from falling forward. And there is our block step easel card. So that is your block step, and it will fold flat once it's dry. This isn't quite dry yet, but once it's dry it will fold flat. So there you go. If I just bring that in just a bit, I'll give you a bit of a closer look. So if I bring that in, and I'll tilt it up so that you can see it a bit better. Oops. Well, that's the problem with tilting it up, it will fall over. So there you go. There is our block step easel card. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you give it a go yourself. I know there are quite a few measurements, but it is quite easy. Once you start putting it together, it's very, very easy. So you don't have to worry about it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this project and found it useful. If you're enjoying these projects, please do remember, if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss a new video. And when I come back on Saturday, I've got a bit of a different kind of project. I'm still crafting with what I've already got, but I'm using something a little bit unusual, which I guess for me is normal, to show you something a little bit different. So we're going to be making a gift bag, but we're going to be doing it in a slightly unusual, well, not a slightly unusual way, but the materials are slightly unusual, but all will become clear on Saturday. And just a little word before I forget. Next week, there will be a video on Saturday, as we've said, but next week I'm having a bit of a week off. Because if I don't do something about my garden soon, I won't be able to see the path, let alone get up it. So I'm going to have a bit of a week off next week, just to catch up with a few jobs around the home and the garden. But I'll be back the week after, and we'll be kicking that off with a painting project. But more about that on Saturday. So I hope you've enjoyed this one and found it useful. Thank you so much for watching. It's lovely to have you all with me, and I will see you again on Saturday. So enjoy the rest of the week. Have fun, everybody, and as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.